This past week was an incredible adventure for me.
Here she is.
Whoa. She's an absolute character.
You just gotta be careful.
My wife and I just got back from sunny Florida. This was our first vacation since 2017, so needless to say, it was much needed. Anyway, while there we got to explore, see friends, and gain a lot of inspiration. I was also able to capture a lot of it to bring you along for the journey. Let's go. Our first destination, which was completely unplanned, and ironically one of the coolest spots of the entire trip, Morikami Museum and Japanese Gardens. It cannot be understated how inspirational this place is. It consists of trails and bridges which meander through incredible water features, gardens, and other exhibits. Each area is slightly different than the one before it, but all are immersive in their own sort of way. That's primarily due to the selection of plants. The variety of foliage and flowers are breathtaking to say the least. They invitingly reach out from beyond the paths, pulling you through to each destination as you travel along. The amount of wildlife inhabiting these areas was also unexpected. Graceful koi swam in the waters as we crossed the bridges above them. Turtles basked on rocks or curiously emerged at the water's edge. The snapping turtle, for example, totally stole my attention. There were also a few green iguanas, which I know don't belong in this environment, but I could still appreciate them. I also had to take a moment to look at the moss. Near the water's edge were some incredible microenvironments that got me really excited. All of this was capped off by an incredible gallery of bonsai and penjing. This area really got me inspired to incorporate more of this into my work. Hopefully I'll be doing that pretty soon here. Another spot that we had to visit again was the Moorcroft Conservation Foundation. If you recall, we were there a few months back, and that's where Cookie the hybrid snapping turtle came from. I gotta pause this story right there though to tell you how well she's doing. She's an absolute character. I can't do anything in the room now without her inspecting my every move. Probably she's just trying to get some food. And I don't know if you can really tell from the footage and everything, but she's definitely grown quite a bit since we got her. Nevertheless, we absolutely love having her here in the animal room. Anyway, back to the MCF. So I'm here at the Moorcroft Conservation Foundation again, and last time when I was here, I had Charlie shut off this air pump back here. It's a Tetra Whisper, and it's whispering all right, but sent him a piston air pump not long ago, and he hasn't installed it yet. So I'm gonna do that real quick, and we'll do it before and after to show you just how much of a difference it makes with the sound in here. And here is the after. Virtually no sound at all. And the nice thing about this is he had two pumps here previously. And so this pump is feeding both of these tanks, and he has other ones that he'll run the airline up to, and it just makes a huge difference. So I'll leave a link to this down in the video description. Definitely a must if you're running air pumps. So I'm here with Charlie again, and he's got something pretty cool over here. If you remember last time, we were talking about Geomyda spangleri, which is the Vietnamese black-breasted leaf turtle. You see we got a little egg right there. That will be a certain somebody's if we get it hatching, so it's pretty cool.
Hopefully it'll hatch, hopefully it'll grow and be stable, and then it will go to Pennsylvania.
Is this the first one that you've been able to breed, or?
I've hatched 3 or 4. 2 made it. They're hard to get stable. I think I'm a little more skilled at it now and understand what I can do differently.
Sure.
So hopefully this will be great. It's cool. I like both the parents so much. They're personable, they're attractive, they're cool animals, so it'll be nice to go in addition to your collection.
It's pretty cool. I'm super excited about it.
I'm really excited about this one. I adopted a rescue cherryhead maybe 5 years ago, and she was in pretty rough shape, and she finally became healthy enough to breed and lay fertile eggs, and this is the first baby that has hatched.
Sure. So I'll show some videos of that turtle up on screen. What exactly happened to it?
I would think bad care, probably raised in a fish tank, probably fed either iceberg lettuce or cat food, diet, humidity, and then they just dumped her. They let her loose, and she was walking down the road and kind of near the ocean.
Dang.
So,
and that was down here in Florida?
Yeah. So she's had a second one. This one's still in the incubator. Egg sac hasn't totally absorbed yet. So another couple of days, and it's amazing how much they grow.
There's an incredible area that he has outside, which I didn't share last time because we couldn't see any of the turtles. Luckily, there was a surprise for us this time, though.
There's a bunch of spotted turtles in here. They're hard to see. They like the plant life. I think last time you were here, we didn't even see any.
Yeah, we were looking for 10 minutes and couldn't even find them, but he noticed some disturbed soil over here.
They like to come up. There's a triangle area here. The ground level is higher than the water level, which they like. And I just noticed this little disturbed area. Two, one, and they have to stay
Upright.
These are good. These eggs are definitely fertile and developing.
How long does it take for them to hatch?
60 to 90, depends on, these can go pretty fast.
It's in closer to 60.
Yeah, 60 if it's warm.
So in 60 to 90 days, depending on temperature, out of these eggs should emerge little turtles, just like this one who is only a few weeks old. Also for reference, here's what the adults look like. That's not all I wanted to share though. So if you recall, last time we were in here with the Patagonia Maras, and they actually had babies. Since we were here last time, Charlie's gonna try to round them up here. One on your left is totally chill. I also rounded up some guppies from one of Charlie's stock ponds, which will eventually make it to my house along with a few additional friends. Despite what you may assume, they're not going to be turtles, but I'll tell you more about that in a future video. Another awesome spot that we visited was the Nature Conservancy Blowing Rocks Preserve. This spot more or less is broken up into two locations. The inland area has a lot of beautiful plants and neat riparian growth right near the water's edge. Paths wind through these areas and are inhabited by various critters. As you make your way to the beach side, there's a boardwalk that's over top of a really cool habitat. On the beach itself though is where the real action happens. There's an incredible path that's enclosed by sea grape trees. As you can see, this creates a really unique view that feels very special to traverse. Mixed into all of this are some grassy areas as well. While in this area, I saw something that really excited me. Twice in fact. What I saw were two male Red Head Agamas. These are awesome lizards that are pretty similar to bearded dragons. I saw one last time I was in Florida, and ever since, I've had something stuck in my mind. I absolutely need to get a pair of them for down here in the animal room. However, finding captive-bred Agamas is proving to be fairly difficult. So if any of you know where I could possibly get them, please let me know down in the comments because I definitely want to make this happen. Anyway, the main feature of this beach, which is where it gets its name, are the blowing rocks. This is a really distinct area that we thoroughly enjoyed. Water crashes up onto these rocks and creates a really cool display. This entire location is really neat and worth seeing if you're ever in the area. And you should know that I cannot go to Florida without stopping by Kamp Kenan. Even though we were there just a few months ago, there's always something new to see.
It's always cool when you stop by. I feel like spoiled that I got to see you twice in 2022 already.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Here she is. That's my new pride and joy. It is the beautiful Circe. She's just sunbathing right now. She's smaller, so she's a little shy. But you guys know Nostradamus, my big Aldabra. She's much smaller than Nostradamus, but in about 10 years, she should be large enough that I'll be able to get her and him together, and hopefully we'll have some baby Aldabras. She can feel this, by the way. This is a little, look, she's got a little scratch in her butt.
Is that because she's younger? Like the shell's more sensitive?
No,
or?
Actually, their shells are a living part of their body. It's bone, and then the outer layer is keratin, right?
Yeah.
And so there are nerves in the shell, and I've seen the tortoises actually scratch against a cactus or another plant. They may have an itch. And in fact, mosquitoes can actually get their nose, their proboscis, right through this seam and extract blood.
Yeah.
So it's kind of crazy.
I don't know if you've ever seen Inky on the channel yet. Every time I've tried to film here, she's been kind of hiding and all that sort of thing. So
she's getting bigger and braver. You can get an unfettered look if you'd like. So the other day, oh yeah, look at her go. She is amazing. She once escaped and was missing for 4 days. She was much smaller at that time. She actually found a tiny hole that I neglected to see. It was one of these bars broke out. She was actually found it on the roof and got out, right? So 4 days later, I found her by my recreation pond. And then earlier this year in 2022, I was robbed. Someone hopped over my fence, totally removed her, ran off with her, and ran off with Bobby Rubino, who's also in this enclosure now. Bobby's right over here. He's another famous animal that we have. He's gotten bigger. So I got, obviously, Inky back and Bobby back.
We got to go in with the gators as well, which was really cool. Last time when we were here, Kenan just recently got these gators, and they were being pretty skittish, but luckily they're out right now, so we're gonna throw them some croc chow.
Yep, all right, so here's the scoop. Come on in real quick. She's gonna be, you go over that way, keep walking, and we're gonna, this way, I like being over here because we'll have an out. But here is Snaggletooth and here's Dale, and what we wanna do is get the, oh, she's coming out. So walk back, she's gonna come all the way out, and I'm gonna try and get her to open that mouth. Open that mouth, open that mouth, open the mouth, open the mouth. Open the mouth. We just gotta be careful. Oh.
We also went to Mount's Botanical Garden. It's a pretty cool spot with a lot of incredible views and a great variety of plants. I just couldn't get enough of the flowers here. There was quite the selection. Typically up north, a place like this would be indoors, so every time I go to Florida and stuff like this is just growing outside, I'm always in disbelief. It's literally like a paradise for me because a lot of these are plants I use in my builds. One that really stood out to me though was the sensitive plant. This was the first plant I ever kept when I was a kid, so it has a very special place in my heart. 25 years or more later, and I'm still captivated by them and plants in general. Most of the spots that we went to were centered around plants, but the Sea Life Orlando Aquarium was all about the fish. As you'd probably suspect by the name, it's predominantly a saltwater exhibit. This is certainly not my forte, but there were a lot of really inspiring displays. Anytime I'm in a freshwater aquarium, I usually know exactly what I'm looking at, so when I don't with saltwater, there's something fun about it. Perhaps that will change soon though. Unfortunately, we didn't film much together or even get a picture, but I also stopped by Nace's where I got to hang out with his foxes. That was a lot of fun. And unfortunately, that's where this journey's gonna end. I had a lot of fun filming all this stuff and it was great to get away for a little bit. I've been consistently doing YouTube since 2016, and as I said, I hadn't been on vacation since 2017. So really, I haven't taken much of a break since any of that time. I've just been grinding away, doing my thing. And don't get me wrong, it's what I love to do. I love making these projects, caring for the animals, all that kind of stuff. But it was good to kind of step away for a little bit, get recharged, and I gotta say, I was scheming the entire time. Got all kinds of cool ideas in the works, and I'll be back next week with an absolutely crazy project that I cannot wait to share with you all, so stay tuned for that. Also, if any of you have a lead on the Agamas, definitely let me know because that's 100% something I want to add here in the animal room. And I didn't want to talk about it, I just kind of wanted to surprise you one day, but once I realized that it's really difficult to find captive bred ones, I figured I might as well put a lead out there. But that's all I have for you in this one, Serpa Squad. I really hope you enjoyed coming along for the journey, and until next time, take care and peace.